Hello and welcome, I'm Max Pita. I'm here to tell you my build for the Rogue, a Blade Dancer that reached the Empowered Monoliths with 600 Corruption. Let's just do one node here so you can see this build in action. In the end of the video, I'm going to slay a boss here and you can see how I'm working with the build as well. So let's go. This is a basic synchronous strike with Shadow Cascade. We'll synchronous strike, Shadow Cascade, shift or evade, and be happy. Go for your objective, kill anything with a combo, recover lots of health because of your melee damage and Blade Dancer passives. Alright, have a good mana regeneration. Don't lose your mind with mana regeneration. With enough of it, you'll have good mana to do it. And here is the Profane Flash that I have to kill. Let's just drop the Smoke Bomb, mana is over, and Echo conquered. Good. Bonus. Let's do the Harbinger here and get the Nemesis. Okay, challenge. I have a good boots there. Let's see how it's go. Oh, where's my mana? Something is off with the build. I have to work on it. So, Vion's Chariot with legendary potential. This is something really good. I will talk about it in just a second. Straight increased movement speed, tier 6. And okay, so this is how the build works. Just synchronize, strike, Shadow Cascade, shift with bosses and hard enemies. Drop your smoke bomb, increase your dodge. It's not increasing, but let's just make it increase. Haha. The points are over. Okay. So drop the smoke bomb. Let's try again. Increase your dodge chance. So dodge chance is increasing. 36, 37%. And we have about 38% of armor with Shurikens. 48. Our resistance are capped at 74, almost 75. Movement speed 45, dexterity 45. So let's see how I did it. Starting with the weapons, the most amazing things that I have in the build. The Eviscerate Obsidian Dagger of the Legions. So this is amazing dagger. I love the Obsidian Dagger. It gives you 4 critical strike chance plus physical damage, and for any physical build for the Blade Dancer, this dagger is the best one. And here I almost capped it. I have 78. The cap is 8. So I got extremely lucky with this dagger as well. So as you can see, I have a critical strike multiplier with tier 7. Mana and increased mana regeneration with tier 6. Physical penetration are tier 5. So for your suffixes, physical penetration is also something really good to achieve. And I have 2 extra suffixes that will give crowd control. So 25% of blind and 35% of frailty. So this is my best dagger that I dropped for my even more than 500 hours playing this game. And for the second dagger, the new Traitor's Tongue is amazing for the offhand. It increases your critical strike chance with the Traitor's Tongue equipped. So if you can see here, my critical strike chance from 26 go directly to 92 just thanks to it. But I have also a 5% melee critical strike chance in the legendary affixes and a tier 7 physical penetration and minion physical penetration for this Traitor's Tongue. This is amazing, really amazing. And more amazing is that increase our dexterity skills. It gives us dexterity skill points so we can invest in our build. And what's better than this? What is better to have than investing point and skills. Right, so let's just return. We have the Shadow Cascade here. Ah! Alright, forget it. We are done with the daggers. Let's go for the Rogue Dragon's Visions of the Ox. It's not an amazing helmet. I have better helmets, but for this build, it's the best helmets that I got. It increased damage by shadows tier 5 90% and has increased health tier 6. This is the two most important affix that I can have here. You can have increased damage with dagger equipped. You can have, like I have here, +2 to synchronized strike, extra armor, resistance, more health. These all are good affixes. And the helmet itself, the base hit is really good as well. It increases critical multiplier by 32, fire resistance and armor. It's a good helmet. We can have better if you have something like those things that I told you before. My amulet is Apostate Sanctuary. This is the best tanky unique amulet that we have. So Apostate Sanctuary is really good. We can maybe go for Elminis, but you're going to have less health. And that's why Apostate Sanctuary gives great base physical resistance and necrotic resistance. As you can see, I have extra physical resistance and void resistance for the affixes here. So this is my resistance item. You can have your resistance in any of the items I have in the Apostate Sanctuary. But here, if we're going to have something good to replace here, we can go for health, physical penetration, increased physical damage, dexterity, and things like that for Apostate Sanctuary. My armor is a woven of flesh, so I have 100% critical strike avoidance. This is amazing. So when you do not dodge, you have low dodge, and the enemy critical strike, the damage is brutal and can kill you in those higher corruptions. So Woven Flesh is doing their job thanks to it. And my legendary affixes is Shadow Cascade and increased health. So I have +4 Shadow Cascade and 18 increased health. It's also increased health by 2%. Increase our leash with our damage, what is amazing as well. So as with Blade Dancer, if a hit does not kill you, you're going to recover immediately your health. Just a combo and you are full health. Thanks to that. Now we have Siphon of Anguish, another leech. So you can get here 2.7 melee damage leashed as health. Void damage leashed as health. We have something like Doom on hit. But my legendary affixes here is Dexterity, Physical Damage, and Poison Resistance. As you can see, I have Poison Resistance at 132, so Poison Resistance is not really needed. But the Dexterity and Physical Damage is really good, so it helps me a lot. You can go, as I told you, with Physical Damage, Dexterity, and Critical Chance sometimes, and then you have good rings. So health, this is good rings. Font of the Erased with Dexterity, increased fire damage and lightning resistance. As you can see, I also have 130 lightning resistance here. So it's not really important to have higher lightning resistance with your legendary affixes. This was a bonus. But the most amazing thing here is Dexterity, and the fire damage is useless. So, but I'm using it thanks to the increased health and mana. I am targeting 2,500 health, so this ring helps me with it. I can substitute this ring really easy for another Siphon of Anguish with good extra physical damage. I just does not did it before. For my boots, I have the best boots of the game, the Varion's Chariot. And I have a new one here to try the 30% increased move speed. You saw me dropping it just a moment ago. So this is going to be my next chance, maybe my main boots from now on, if I got the Daysland corrected. So that's amazing. It has increased movement speed, but the good thing here is it has percent increased damage per 1% increased movement speed. So this is a plus damage. In the base, I have 35 movement speed. If I dash, 95. So it's 95% plus damage here. And there's no other boots that can increase so much damage as Violence Chariot. It also increased my resistance by 8, so helps me to cap my cold and void resistance, also necrotic, and give me extra armor. So it's amazing boot. Just go for it. If you're in low levels, do Arena and get Violence Chariot and go for it with any legendary affix on it. I was doing without legendary affix moments ago. I just got legendary affix on these boots after the Harbinger, the Nemesis, so you can get legendary affix in this hard to get LP unique items. My gloves is something really amazing. So my gloves alone gives me 600 health. My gloves alone. It has tier 7 increased health and health tier 7 as well. Increasing throw attack speed for this build has no purpose, but the health bonus from these gloves is so amazing that I'm using it. It's really good. You have another options for tanky glove builds. I recommend to have a tanky glove or a tanky idol, so you can go for one of both. I have already my tank amulet with a tank glove. It's not for damage. And the other items have to have damage, so think about it. Target for 2500 health, at least. My idol. Increased critical chance attack speed, so it helps me from 66 to 92 melee critical chance. Increased health tier 6. Endurance is not, it can be substituted, and increased mana regeneration. So extra mana regeneration is also really good, always. My idols are all about damage, so we have 3 critical strike multiplier while dual wielding with increased damage while wielding a dagger. So we have 3 of these idols here. We have increased critical chance by dagger equipped. I have 48% with it, and increased armor shred with effect with 88%. So this is amazing idol that I got. I have here vitality and void resistance. So if we're going for physical, void, or poison or necrotic resistance, the vitality plus resistance is really good to have thanks to the apostate sanctuary. The more vitality you got, the more resistance you got, the more health you got. I have also here increased health with cold resistance to cap my cold resistance, and increased health with health to increase my health cap. So the more health I got, the better. Here I have dodge with void resistance, and we can swap this one with this little thing to get Gaze of Aerobis when doing Harbingers. We lost a bit of void resistance, but we can do it. Okay, just now let's go to explain our skills. First with Smoke Bomb, we have here Smoke Bomb. The main nodes here are Rapid Concealment and Smoke Blades. Increase damage, increase dodge, and then increase duration and increase area. We can have one last point here from increase area, as you saw before I just pump it. But we need also a thick smoke. It's an extra slow. Slow, 1 stack of slow is already something really good to have in the smoke bomb, and 1 point, just go for it. So really easy to build your smoke bomb. Synchronized strike. Here we have some main nodes to focus. First main node, Dark Allies. So we are synchronized strike, you create 4 shadows. Without it, you only will create 2. So you need the synchronized strike with Dark Allies. More shadows, more shadow cascade, more damage. And then we have 4 shadow wind at 5 points. So shadows creating 4 seconds after using synchronized strike will do increased damage. 200 plus percent damage here. No, plus no, multiplicative damage here. So also good. And then perfect coordination. The shadows will be near each other. So your melee shadow cascade will hit here in the center. Without it, the shadow clone will be too far, and not every shadow are going to hit the same opponent. So for bosses, the best thing to do is to have this node here. As you can see, I'm using it. The fourth most important node here is dynamics. Dynamics increase mana efficient, so it will decrease a lot your mana cost, and this is amazing. Then coordinated cuts. This gives armor shred. So if you kill synchronized strike and you hit with all the clones plus you, so 5 hits with 8% of armor shred, with increased armor shred effect, with increased armor shred effect, with increased armor shred effect, you just vanish the enemy armor. So this is amazing for bosses. Just go for it. And we have lastly here Umbral Assassination that give you a bit of damage with Shadow Daggers. Shadow Daggers is not the main focus of the build, but extra damage by 1 point, why not? And then we have Growing Darkness for increased area, and Razor Strike. So we decrease the armor of the opponent here, and we decrease the physical resistance of the opponent here. You just have to invest on those. Then we have Shadow Cascade, our main skill damage. Okay, we have 2 ways to build Shadow Cascade. As you could saw in my build, I don't have melee attack speed, so I'm not going to invest in the leverage momentum. Whoa, you're not using leverage momentum. No, I'm not. I'm not using leverage momentum, and I'm doing well. So what are you doing to your build? So let's just focus on what is important. The most important node here is Careful Assault. With 4 shadows, we are going to double our damage just with these 4 points in Careful Assault. So as Synchronized Strike create 4 shadows, you Shadow Cascade, then you have 4 shadows. That's why we can never have Umbral Assault and we can never have Gloomstalker. This will not make us to have exactly 4 shadows. So does not invest on those things. Do not create extra unnecessary shadows. Double your damage with Careful Assault. The next 2 nodes that we have to have is Crushing Darkness and Flow State. 30% increased damage and 30% increased damage. So we have here 60% increased extra damage. The next points for the best nodes are Fighting the Shadows. You gain 6 mana for any shadow that used Shadow Cascade. So our shift is going to have us extra 6 mana gain, and the Synchronized Strike with 4 shadows are going to give us 24 extra mana gain. So this will lessen our combo mana cost and will help us to keep comboing in our opponents. As you can see, the mana go under and go high, and you can repeat and repeat. We need at least 3 points and rapid expense. So your Shadow Cascade have an area. As I told you before, if the counter shadows here will not hit the boss in your face if your area is not great enough. So we have to have 3 points in rapid expense. As I have 92 critical strike chance, I have 1 point here in precision. This will make me to have 100% critical strike chance with Shadow Cascade. If you are ready with 100% critical chance, you don't need this node. Make sure of it. And you don't need Carnage. 15% of critical strike multiplier is not something really good to invest in this build. We have better things to invest, as Shadow Torrent that increase the damage by shadows. by active shadow. So you're going to increase by 38% your damage with Shadow Cascade. As you can see here, 112,000 damage with Shadow Cascade plus 5 times Shadow. So we have a lot of multiplicative nodes here. And why not leverage the momentum? I do not have how to have it because I'm not using melee attack speed. If I have a Traitor Stone with melee attack speed, we could go for leverage momentum. So what are those points? Dagger Dance. Dagger Dance helps me with these extra daggers, as you can see, to shred armor, to shred physical resistance, and have things like this to apply frailty, to kill creatures, and then this is good as well. So extra hits, extra damage, extra crowd control. It's not a bad thing to have. Okay, I have one extra point here. I'm going to invest in Rapid Expense. Okay. Shift. Our main goal for Shift is to recover mana with Swift Recovery. Every time I use Shift, I gain a good amount of mana. Mana gained use 16, mana gain below half health 48. We are not going to be below half health, but 16 mana plus the Shadow 22 mana with each shift is guaranteed with the Swift Recovery. Moreover, we have to get velocity, so increase cooldown recovery speed, you can do it more. And shift will cost less, 48%, so we have less mana cost, we can use it better. The other thing to do here is Dancing Shadows with Lasting Presence, so we can have our Shadow Cascade casted after our shift in the clone shadow and in ourselves. And finally, we have the Sleight of Hand node. So this can make, after shift, I have the Shurikens around me. So the blade Shuriken armor. So you can have this blade shield here with this Shuriken armor. And have increased armor. So 30% increased armor by Shuriken. So shift cast 5 Shurikens. And then we have increased armor thanks to blade shield for this build. So Shuriken needs to have also a Terror Blades node, and to complete it, Abrasive Arsenal. So you can have the right wing here of the Shuriken tree. Abrasive Arsenal, Floating Blades, Bladed Armor, Blade Shield, Terror Blades, and this one you can disconsider. You can go for Deep Cuts or Poison. Deep Cuts is good, or anything you want. And that covers our skills. Let's go for our passives. In our passives, we're going to use Dexterity and Health here, 8 points. I'm not using attack speed, so I'm not going to invest in Swift Assassin. If you're going for attack speed, Shadow Cascade, go for Swift Assassin, works very well. Twin Blade, so we can keep in our offhand the Traitor Stone. Increased damage with Duelist and increased dodge rating for when we're going to use Smoke Bomb. This will help us against bosses. Guile, dodge rating 1 point, evasion and agility 5 points. And I have critical precision here, 2 points, just to increase my critical chance to 92. I just want 92 critical chance, so 2 points here. If you need more, you can invest here, it's a good investment. I will tell you what are not really important, so you can get less from those points. Here we have Pursuit, increase move speed by 8%, so increase our damage with Vion's Chariot, the best boots of the game. Okay, Cloak of Shadows, Shroud of Shrugs, and Veil of the Night, so you can guess Dark Shroud chance with our Synchronized Strike and Shadow Cascade. This is not important. You can miss all these points here. You can took it off. So this is where I invested when I have extra points. I can't tell this name. Skya Synthesis. Increased shadow damage and shadow daggers damage to rares and bosses increased. So this is something good, as we are going to use shadows, 90 extra damage from shadows. We have here Blood Dance, increased health leech rate and immediate damage leech rate as health, so this is amazing. As I told you, your health goes down with a big hit, it instantly recovers your health with a minor combo. We have Flash of Steel, 8 points just for increased damage, we don't need attack speed. And then we have all these points here, so 1 point in Alvon's Impact, 5 points in Perfection, 5 points in Confidence, and 1 point at Exuberance. We are going to have, we does not have lots of dodge, so we're not going to accumulate lots of these skills here. But against bosses, this is good, because bosses do not hit you very often. Then this is really amazing. Against bosses, increase our damage, increase our dodge, armor. This is amazing. 1 point in Argent Veil. So after you got below 70% of health, you get to dodge your next hit that's going to hit you. This is amazing as well. For bosses, amazing. Critical Eye and All-In, invest in it always. So more critical chance, critical vulnerability, and also critical strike multiplier. We always hit crits. Hooked Blades for armor shred. More damage, you sync strike, 5 hits, and we have more armor shred for our enemy. 1 point in Spellbreaker or more, so increased mana regeneration. Target mana regeneration at least 15. So if you need more mana regeneration, get more Spellbreaker. Falconer nodes, the most important, Raptor wings that increase damage with haste. So chance to gain haste, more damage with haste, and we have haste thanks to this node here, or this one here. You have chance to gain haste for 1 second on hit and do increased damage based on your increased movement speed. So we have haste from here, from agility, and we got haste here as well. And then Wilderness, we're going to get health and dodge hate, 4 points. Oh, 2 points. It's not really important, but you got to have these points here, or this will not have. And here we have increased dodge haste, increased mana regeneration, same thing from Spellbreaker. But we have also extra mana gain on dodge. So when you're dodging, we gain extra mana. This helps our mana pool here. It's really important to have this. No, but it helps. You can also have Focus Fire for extra dexterity and dodge rate in the buff for the enemy. And you gain haste after you use Evade, so after you use the rolling. So guys, this is our build. I hope you enjoy it. And now I'm going to have a bit moment of pleasure with you, where I'm going to vanquish the Fall of Atkas boss with 614 corruption and do the Harbinger as well. Come with me. Let's see how this build goes against the boss and how quickly we can do it. This boss is really easy. We have to get this Capsulis before facing it. So we already did it. I'm aggroing here for the middle. Drop a okay. 1500 already. And it's done. 5 seconds, boss. Now the Harbinger. It's a bit harder, believe me. Oops. I already know how to do it, but I dodge it. Okay. Let's just wait. Recovered my health. Lich hate. I'm doing really bad here. Out of potions. Evade. Oh. I will try again. I'm not satisfied. If I have... Yes, I can. I'm doing it. It's because it's the streamer YouTube problem. I'm not editing this video. We can do it. I will not talk this time. I will be focused. Ooh. I will be focused. I told you! That's really possible and really easy. I just need to focus myself. Thank you for watching the loot. Anything special? No. Thumbs up and see you in the next video.